This is Fox 5 News, live in Las Vegas.
Findlay Prep has a new coach because, well, the old one is on his way to the NBA.
Yeah, America's #1 high school basketball coach, Mike Peck, now head coach of the Idaho Stampede. We're going to chat with both of them live in studio.
This summer and last spring, I wouldn't say I was in a rut, but I was, there would be times when I'd sit at my desk and I would just often look out the window and think to myself, okay, what's next?
Congrats, Mike. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome. And to you too, Coach.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Y'all got some big old boys. I swear I've never seen teenage boys that big.
I was kind of at a point where I was ready for the next thing. I didn't know what the next thing was or what it was going to look like or when it was going to happen, but I was kind of, from a mental standpoint, I was ready.
Todd Simon, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much. And Mike 2, could you say your name and count to 10, please?
Mike Peck, 1, 2.
I was ready to take on a new and different challenge and kind of, step out of a comfort zone, so to speak, and move on and see what else there was for me.
Well, folks, Las Vegas is losing one of its best, but to the Portland Trail Blazers family. And the Findlay Prep basketball team will be in good hands, and we're going to explain why in a moment. But the Idaho Stampede's new head coach is Mike Peck. He joins us along with his replacement at Findlay Prep, Todd Simon.
We were chilling just watching TV, and we were laughing. And some of the players that have been here for more time told me, "Man, this is the last time you're gonna laugh." And I said, "Why?" Because tomorrow we have conditioning. They have talked me about that. What's that? What's that? You're gonna feel it.
You already know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
What am I talking about? Tell me what I'm talking about.
Pre-season conditioning. Oh my God. The first day was horrible. Like, you're not used to waking up at 5 in the morning to go running on a football field.
Okay, let's spread out across the goal line, everybody.
The first day conditioning, we woke up early. First of all, I hate waking up in the morning.
My name's Christian Papula. I was asking my dad, why does Findlay Prep beat Bishop Gorman every year? My dad was like, well, we have an opportunity to work out with them if you'd like to.
What up? You know everybody?
Yeah, well, for the most part.
Okay.
Of course I'm intimidated. I'm 8th grade. These are all these top guys coming in, junior, senior.
Hey, what up?
What up? Yo. But I'm thinking, man, I really want to figure out why these dudes are so good, why they only lose 2 games a year.
Got 150s starting to the goal line. It's a sprint, too. You go as fast as you can. You got to finish in under 26, okay? All the way to the other goal line. Make sure when you get to the other goal line, don't cut it short. We're watching it. you touch the line, and you sprint through the 50.
Make sure you don't touch every line for real. We're going to have to do the whole set over.
When my dad told me I would have to wake up at 4, I was like, okay, this is why they're so good.
Go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. One hit wonder. There's our guy right there. I knew it was coming. Got out of the gate, give you one good run, and then I'm gonna finish last.
And then you just come out there not realizing, again, what you're doing out there. Just you're on the field, not even woke up yet, and you're already running.
When we finish the sets, I say, but we are going to do this every day. So I say, man, this cannot be true.
I didn't know it was this real, though. I didn't know it was this real. It's too real. Hey, y'all going to have to walk me back to the house. I'm about to die.
So every day, I would compete, and I would go 150, and I would just try to beat Nigel, because most of the time, Nigel was in the front to start off tryouts, because Nigel was already running his 5 a.m. miles and everything before practice even started.
There you go, Nige. There you go, Nige.
So I was like, you know what? I want to match his effort to be as good as he is. And on the football field, he's Coach Peck. He always has his shoulders like this, like kind of sitting back, like he's like a weightlifter. He's not a big dude, but he's a big dude.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. 24, 25.
Falu's the best conditioned, best running big man I think we may have had.
You can tell that already?
Yes.
Bigs and small, well, centers and guards, like run in different groups. But Falu with centers, he's not always, but most of the times he's the fastest one.
There you go, Falu.
There you go, Falu. There you go, Falu.
I just go from the beginning of the field to the last part.
We were running 150s.
Where you have to run 100 yards and then the 50-yard back, so it's like 150 yards you're running, and you have to do that 4 times. It's 4 sets of 4. So you're pretty much doing that 16 times.
And then when you finish all that and you are in the ground dying, they say you, well, now everybody as a group, run more.
Here we go, last one. Anybody's race. Oh yeah, there you go, Dion.
And then the first day went by, second day. Just because you do so much in the preseason with all the 3 practices and stuff, I didn't even realize we went through it. And like yesterday was the last day of preseason.
There you go. There you go.
You know, it's a lot, but the whole conditioning thing got me, you know, in one of the best shapes of my life. At the beginning, you know, and with all this weightlifting and stuff, it was nice.
Good job. Today was a great start. I mean, I feel as good about this group from a base level of conditioning as I have any group we've had. I mean, and it's better than, you know, some of the groups we've had by far. So today was, or at least this morning, was a great day.
Good job, y'all. Yeah, we're not saying nothing, so just 1, 2, 3.
Looking, nobody cares. You're not getting any extra credit or anything for this. This says a lot about you. This is the stuff that's going to make you, and it might not be this year, and it might not be the next year, but if you continue to do things like this down the line, this stuff's going to pay off. Trust me, it will.
Coach Peck, when he came up to me and said that, he was saying, keep your intensity up. I like the way you work. I like the way you focus. Like, you carry that throughout your whole high school experience, you'll be a top kid. Like, you'll be able to play with the best of them. And honestly, even to this day, no matter where I go, I try to match that effort that I was giving out there on the field. No matter where I go, no matter where I play. I mean, there are all days for athletes where you're sore, you're tired, but you've got to go. You've got to pick it up. You've got to do whatever you have to do to be and perform at that level. So honestly, no matter where I'm playing, like whether it's Bishop Gorman, whether it's AU ball, whether it's camp, anywhere, like I'm trying to be the hardest worker out there.
My goodness.
James Harden, best scorer.
Over Melo?
Melo don't want to see James.
Kobe?
Kobe definitely don't want to do that.
There's been so many rumors over the last 3 years. I mean, I remember
The Timberwolves job was open, and they were talking about him going to the Timberwolves. When the assistant coach from Arizona left, they were talking about him going to Arizona. So it was just always rumors, you know, it's usually about the same time, either spring or summer, about him leaving. Because I remember 2 years ago when we went to the NHSI, there was rumors of him going to Mount Verde when their coach left. And, you know, like me, AB, Winston, we went to his hotel room, we just sat down, we asked him, like, are you going to be here next year? And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to be here doing some rumors, and he was. So I just kind of dismissed it just as, like, you know, all the other rumors that I heard in the past.
Who the best going to be? James Harden, right? Yeah, go ahead.
There was that day where I did see the rumors on Twitter about Coach Peck taking the Idaho Stampede job. Everybody was talking about it in lunch, and we were just confused. Like, I mean, I don't think he would take it because, you know, he just called us all out here, just got a whole new team.
The guys came to me and they were like, you know, we're hearing these rumors, this and that. A couple players, they asked me, they were like, can I go ask him if it's true? And I said, yeah, of course.
Because the team, they were scared to ask, so they was like, Stan, go ask him. So I walked into his office and I asked him, and he's like, man, don't believe everything you hear.
So then we like came back home and coaches like called us and said we have a meeting and stuff. So everybody was like thinking pretty weird what was gonna happen. Like nobody knew what was gonna happen. We thought we'd be in trouble or something, you know, at school or something.
He called a meeting the next day. I was like, that's kind of weird. I thought we were in trouble. He was about to say, meet on the side at Sandy Ridge at 5 o'clock.
We're gonna lace him up. I'll be there tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
I'll be at Sandy Ridge, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Sandy Ridge, you know, that's the 5-mile run that we have to do if we get in trouble.
It was a weird day. It was like, I don't know, you could feel it in the sky something was gonna happen.
Everybody in this room has a dream, right? I mean, I know you guys, especially at your age and at your level of play, you have a dream ultimately to play for money. And that's probably where a majority of you are going to do, if not all of you, at some point, at some level, somewhere. I don't know. I was never a big dreamer. I just did what I wanted to do, and then I worked. And then I always felt that other stuff will take care of itself. I've had an opportunity. It's happened fast. Last week, it kind of started. And this past week early, I had a phone interview that I had, and 6 hours after that, I was offered a position. And as of 7 o'clock this morning, I accepted that position. I'm taking a spot with the Portland Trail Blazers. I accepted a position as assistant coach with the Portland Trail Blazers. In addition to that, I'll be the head coach of their D-League team in Boise, Idaho.
When Coach Peck announced that he was leaving, a lot of things was going through my head. Like, I came out here because I knew coming out here would get me ready and prepared for college. Instead of going in there playing like a freshman, I'd go in there playing like a sophomore or junior because of Coach Peck and the way he coaches. So when he announced that he was leaving, it was kind of like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he bring me out here for something like that?
Yeah, we just sat there and like not knowing what happened. And when he said it, like it was like it came out hard, because I mean he's a good coach and stuff. He's a perfectionist, and that's what a lot of players need at this age to become a better basketball player later on.
It was sad because, you know, Coach Peck was always the guy to push me and get the team better. So I thought things were going to change. I thought the chemistry was going to change between the teammates that are like us, but we didn't change that. We just kept it solid and we stood together.
It happened fast. Like anything in this profession, things can change. We used to say over the last 3 or 4 years, as sure as we're sitting here today, in a week I could be, or Todd, you could be in this side of the country or that side of the country, and it's just the nature of the profession. I had talked to one of the front office guys in Portland, over the past couple years. He'd call about our former players as the draft would approach, doing his intel background checks on guys. So we developed a little bit of a relationship. And this summer he called, indicated, hey, we'll be down there for the summer league. Let's get together and grab lunch or something. So sure enough, we're down in the summer league. He texts me, are you in the arena? I said, actually, I'm in the Thomas & Mack watching Jorge played. So he came down and joined me for about 2 hours. And then he kind of felt me out a little bit in terms of the, kind of my aspirations and goals in terms of what I wanted to do career-wise. And he kind of, and that was the first time I kind of thought, oh, this is interesting. Right before school started, I think he'd either text me or left me a message or something. Kind of had asked me again, would you ever consider doing anything, coaching in the D-League? And I said, at the time, I didn't know much about it, never thought much about it, to be honest with you. I didn't know that was something that would be a realistic possibility. Now, this is all happening within probably a 3 or 4 day period. So I get on the phone and the whole front office in Portland's on, and on a Skype type of interview, and that lasts probably about an hour. 6 hours, I think, after that had happened, I got a call back from the GM, Neil O'Shea, and they were offering me the position. I said, oh, I can, give me tonight, I'd like to talk to my family about it and get stuff squared away. And this allowed me the opportunity for that, 24-hour period to get in touch with, some coaches that had coached in the league that I had gotten to know, that had come through and recruited our program. Coach Kruger, obviously, number one, was the first guy I called. Mike Montgomery, I'd talked to Mike Montgomery at Cal, and Tim Floyd at UTEP. I'd gotten had a chance to talk to him, and they were great. They gave me good insight and stuff. And I didn't play in the NBA. I don't have any bloodlines or family in the NBA. I'd never spent a day in any capacity in the league doing anything. And for the opportunity for the door to open for me to get a seat at the table, being associated and affiliated with the NBA, and especially the Portland Trail Blazers, and to be a head coach. It's like, you couldn't gift wrap it any better. The next morning I called them and told them I'll accept the position, and it's history from there.
I'm 42. I don't have parents. My parents died the day before my senior year in college in a car accident. I have a family. I have a special needs daughter, 13 years old. She is what she is. She's a blessing. She's not going to walk, and she's not going to talk. She's 13, and I change diapers. At a certain age, when I was 30, in the 30s, it's like, it's more about me and what I want. And not to say that this isn't what I want. I'm excited. But at the same time, I know this is a step to where I can help my family.
I feel like at the end of the day, everybody has to do what's best for them. That's exactly why I left, my old school, Paul VI. I had to do what was best for me. And so, I couldn't be mad at him. I was happy for him at the end of the day.
I was kind of shocked because it happened so fast and all. I never thought about it. So it happened fast, but how I said, I'm really happy for him.
This program wasn't something that I came into that was here. Coach Simon and I built this program. It was nothing. It didn't exist. I laughed, staying in the summer. I always dreamed of playing at Findlay. I always dreamed. I've only been around 6 years. And I tell you what this is all about you guys. Not necessarily you guys right here, but players. You players are a huge part of how this all happened. Now, we had a blueprint and a vision, and we put it down, and we got the right guys to say, yeah, I'm in. And we did it. But nonetheless, that's hard, because this is kind of our baby. And for me to leave it, it was tough.
Anywhere you go, there's going to be players. And you're going to develop relationships with players, be it new players, different players, each year in and year out, even if you stay or if you move on, what have you. So you shouldn't base your decision solely on that. And that should not hold as much weight as you might want it to, or emotionally you feel it should.
The college basketball game revolves around players. That's the bottom line. Everyone's hiring guys that can get players. Everyone wants anything to do with players. And this program has produced players. So, but not only that, but we were successful on the court. We could see that this was an organized deal. We tried to run it like a college program. So people that have come by have, it was pretty clear this wasn't a situation where, we just be able to, not have decisions to make. And, obviously people pursued early and often, whether it was Mike or myself or depending on our relationships. We knew this wasn't going to last forever.
Being with Bennis and Nigel, that was difficult. And like I told our staff, I said, we had a great thing going, a well-oiled machine. I mean, this thing was at a high level. It was going to continue to operate that way, we felt. And the staff was as close as family could be. You enjoyed working with those guys and our staff every day. And you're doing it at a high level where the perception is, it's a well-respected program and what we're doing. And it's obviously, kids, it's doing right by the players because they're leaving and having success beyond us.
I'm kind of putting myself in your shoes. You guys want to be pros. And a lot, if not all of you, are going to be pros at some level. A guy like me from Gaylord, Michigan, I wasn't an NBA top 100 camp guy. They didn't have that stuff back, even the exposure camps they did. I wasn't getting invited to those. I wasn't that guy. I played in small college. I loved it. I had to take it. I felt I had to do it.
I just want to say thank you again because this is as close as I've been with a team in a while, and I feel like nothing's going to change. It's just like you said, you still family, you're just going to be somewhere else.
It's tough for me because I owe you a lot. Yes. I came here when I was 14. It hurt. It hurt to see, a mentor. I kind of looked at him as a mentor. Like you said, I've only had one high school coach. So it's kind of like, my dad, my old AAU coach back home, Bino, and really him. Those are, kind of like the three people that I've leaned on the most, I would say, in my basketball career. And just the development and stuff that I've had underneath him and the growth and stuff that I've went through with him here and him not being able to basically see me off, being 3 years and not seeing it all come together the last year. I think that was the hardest part. I'm really happy for you, and I'm glad you're doing this. This is a lot of mixed emotions right now. I was really looking forward to my last year, spending it out, with you and everything that you taught me, but I just want to say thank you. I really matured a lot. I think the emotion came from just having so many mixed emotions. If you watch the tape, I know you filmed it. I might look like I'm, mad or sad about him leaving, which is not what it was about. I couldn't be happy for him. I went to breakfast with him that weekend, and we just talked, and I told him how excited and stuff I was about him and the unique opportunity that he has going, to coach at the professional level, which is, all of our dreams. So I was definitely happy for him and his family and the things that he's gonna be able to do.
This isn't someone doing you wrong. This is something you got to be happy for other people. There's some teaching points in there I wanted to convey. Number one, because above all else, this is still about mentoring. Okay, this is a teachable moment. Number one. Number two, they got to know, we're gonna work. This isn't substitute teacher time. This is the Findlay program, and it's moving forward.
I'm happy for him, for this opportunity. Like, you get just one time that kind of opportunity in life. He helped me to become better in person, on the court and off the court, to become more mature. I just want to thank him, for all he did for us, for me, for those 2 years, he helped me a lot.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
See you in the morning. See you guys in the morning. Need you guys more than ever now. I need you more than ever. BG, how you feeling? Sleep all right? You good? Yeah. Good. Good. Looks like you're getting right. Getting right. Morning. Good morning. Good. Morning. Good one today.
Let's get it.
Good one today.
Sir. Go, let's go!
It's very hard to do what we do. Only thing Findlay do is win. They're just known for winning. One of the youngest programs, 3 national championships. The Findlay way, that's it. Hard work is everything.